Hello, hello, amigas, and welcome to Amiga Handle Your Shit podcast. Amigas, I'm excited here today because this is the first time ever, literally ever, on my podcast, and you all know I've been doing this for over 190 episodes. My first singer artist, yes, and she's got a hit on the music channels, social media. I mean, it is phenomenal, and I'm so grateful that she's here with me. This is beautiful soul. Her name is Keeana Kee, and we're gonna hear so much about her. And she's got this amazing hit called TikTok, and it's really, really poppy. And I don't stop singing it because I'm like, dun, dun, dun. I don't know how to sing, but it's so good. It is so good. And amigas, you're going to love her songs and you're going to love this episode. So before we start anything, I always want my friends who are listening on the podcast to know more about you in case they haven't heard your pop music, because I mean, obviously, where we start is not where we are today. So Amiga Keeana Kee, welcome to Amiga Handle Your Shit podcast.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet. It's my pleasure to be here, and actually this is an honor to be the first artist on your podcast. I'm super excited. And of course, well, my music is an exotic pop. That's what I like to call it. And it means it's gonna bring you a lot of good vibes. And of course, not just the good vibes. I always want for my music to have some meaning that's deeper, that has some inspirational or motivational message there. So even in this new song that you're talking about, the TikTok, that I encourage you all to go check it out, and I hope you will like it. And as Jackie already sang it, it is very catchy and it is getting stuck in your head, which is good. So yes, my music is there to bring the good vibes and some inspiration into your daily life.
Oh yes, absolutely. And I've heard other songs that you've actually made and produced. So before getting into the music business, let's talk about where you're from. Who is Keeana?
Well, it's such an interesting thing. Originally, I'm from Latvian. It's a very small country in Eastern Europe, and not everyone knows about it. But I'm based in New York right now, and my journey was long. I was traveling a lot, and I went to London first. I lived in London with my mom, and then I moved to New York by myself to chase my American dream of becoming a pop star. So, but originally I'm from Latvia.
Ooh, yes, you're absolutely right. I don't think many of amigas out there know. So, was it challenging for you to leave your town and come over to the States?
Not Latvia. It was not hard to live. It's actually you're leaving for better opportunities, for something. Well, it's a third world country. So any of the little third world country, it's hard there. It's tough, and it's tough everywhere. But the opportunities that you get, for example, in America, is nothing compared to Latvia. You just you come here and you can do whatever you like, anything you like. You can chase any dreams, and anything you can think of, you can make a reality. And that's the beauty about it. And as tough as it is, you know that you can achieve that, because in a lot of countries, small countries, and everywhere around the world, you might be chasing that dream and struggle and all of that, but you might not reach it. Here, there's such a big chance to actually achieve all your goals, and that's beautiful. It was hard to move out from London for me, because my family is there, my mom lives there, my sister, and it was a little harder. And I was also moving alone. I was absolutely by myself. I've neither me or my family ever been to America, so it was like, okay, I'm going to Mars, what's gonna happen? It was literally like another planet, because for that part of the world USA, it's like another planet because it's too far. You don't just travel there unless you do. That's already a different story. But you don't just like go on holiday to New York because, oh, let me just go to New York as often as you would go somewhere in Europe. Because flights are shorter, everything is closer together. And here I was just like, where would I want to go to chase my dream and actually to, like, I don't know, you hit for the best because I don't know where else if not New York. Like, this is like, there's nowhere else to go. And I was literally hitting it hard, and I went to New York by myself, and I'm still here. So I'm pretty happy doing what I like.
Well, you know, I mean, and you look so young. How old are you?
I'm old enough to drink. I'm not really sharing my exact age just because I was told not to. I don't know why. This is kind of weird in the artistic world because I don't know why. But yes, I'm old enough to drink.
Okay, well, that's perfect because we're having a wine talk right now.
Yes,
right, with our pretend wine.
Before we started this podcast, we just spoke about it.
So you're here, you're chasing your dream.
Yes.
Okay, in Latvia, did you pursue music there, or is it something that you just had in your mind and you're like, oh, let me go to London and then go to New York? Is it like, at what point did you start playing and singing?
I always loved music and singing. Of course, it was just in my heart all the time. But in Latvia, it's very hard unless you have your family that's in music or in any artistic careers. It's very rare you're gonna be supported to become an artist or painter or anyone. Because in the country where you have to work to feed your family and to live and to survive, nobody gonna choose a career that is not promising, let's say. So my family is one of those examples that I didn't have anyone in my family artistic, at least alive at that moment, let's say. And my mother wasn't supportive over this. She would be like, okay, you know, that's just a hobby, let her sing, whatever. But when I moved to London, and UK is absolutely different. It's more like America. It's more open and more, I don't know, it's just like easier to meet people, to just like do what you like as well. So when I moved there, I was like, I love that. Oh, I can actually do open mics. Oh, I can perform here. Let me start singing. Let me actually do what I like. In Latvia, though, I was modeling. That's where I started my modeling career. I started traveling a lot. I had a lot of projects, and that's what also opened me up to other things because I would be traveling. And I think, speaking of traveling every single minute, I think that really opens you up to different opportunities, just like different thoughts, because a lot of times your family and like how you grew up and everything around all the time, that's what it's like affects your vision, what you want to do. Like if you're gonna have all doctors around you, you're gonna probably become a doctor, or if you know other profession, you're probably gonna be stuck to that and follow your family's footsteps. But as more you travel, the more you travel, you see new things. You see, you were a snowboardist. Oh, how weird, you know, because in Latvia, for example, that was nobody's snowboarding in Latvia. Maybe now because people are cooler now, but at that time I was like, where? And you see you're open to all these different professions. So when I went to London, I was like, okay, let me do what I really love to do. And I was still working as a model, but I would start singing and I was performing. And then when I moved to the US, I actually set myself a big goal and seriously took my singing as my solo career, not just performing some cover songs and just like, you kind of always have the dream of becoming that big worldwide known artist, but unless you put almost all of the eggs in one basket, it can't really be achieved. Unless you meet these people, of course, they're gonna just take you and put you there, which is a rare example. So when I decided like I really like this is something that I just want to do and I want to try, despite my family not being supportive at all. I mean, just like, yeah, right, you'll see, kind of thing. Right. I was like, I don't care about all of you. Like, I don't care. I'm going for my dream, and I moved to New York. And that's when I was like, I'm just following my
your plan and your dream, and it really is paying off. So tell us, I know that you play the piano.
Yes, piano
and the guitar. Okay, and how did you learn that?
Yes, this is all self-learned, and I was learning that not to become a musician, like, that I'm gonna be like just playing Mozart on my piano.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't have that growing up. I did not have access to a piano or musical instrument because, as I said, no one in my family was a musician. So, and we did not have any money for that. It would be like, be lucky we have food on the table. It was very hard times. And when I was able to support myself already in London, I would get a piano myself. I have a lot of musical instruments. I have a saxophone, I have a violin, I have piano, I have a guitar, I have drums and everything. But you just don't have physically enough time to learn everything, or money if you would go to a tutor, which would be amazing, but it's just too much. And you have to choose one thing. If you're just gonna be like, following all these goals simultaneously, undoubtedly you're gonna be achieving a high level of any professionalism. So for me, I had to choose something, and in my opinion, it was the easiest thing for me to learn, not from childhood, right? So in my normal age. So I was like, oh, let me just learn. And I was self-taught with like YouTube videos. I never even took a lesson, because if I would take a lesson, if I would invest my money into that, I would put it into a singing teacher, and I would just go to a singing vocal lesson. So I would just self-learn to like, for my own hearing, for notes, like to just be like, it's incredible for the musician to even learn like simple basic chords to just support your warming up or something, vocal warm-ups. So I learned enough to write my own songs, because to write a pop song, it's not as complicated as jazz or any like more unusual, like, let's say, styles, right? Because pop songs are pretty easy. You need not several like chords.
Right, not like writing a symphony, which would be very complicated.
You gotta be really blessed with having that. It's incredible. But for me, that was enough for me to just like write my song, come up with the chord progression, and just be like, oh my god, this is so nice. Because I'm also not like, I'm not really following the rules. Like, oh, it has to be like that, and there has to be a bridge right here. I don't really care. I'm like, okay, you might do this way, but I feel like this should be right here. Okay, can't you hear it? Like, it's very, in my music, it's all like feeling based. So if I feel like, oh, this is the right chord, oh no, you have to go this higher chord, I can hear it. I also watched a lot of videos of Michael Jackson. He's incredible. He would always feel that chord or something. But as far as I know, he wasn't really, he didn't know much about like the musical theory, exact like that stuff. So he would always say, oh, higher right here, don't you get like this? So he would always show it with like humming, or like, it's cool. So it's kind of similar in my case, because I didn't finish any musical school. So I would be like, okay, I feel it like this, and I would go with my chords like higher or lower. So whatever I do in my music is always feeling based, not like, oh, the rule is to put the bridge right here. It's not like that in my music, even though more or less it has the structure that you would expect, I would assume. But I'm not really strict on it has to be a certain way. I always allow myself to just flow freely, create, do whatever I like, even if it's just you can't sing like this. And there's so many. Sorry, I'm jumping a little bit.
Oh no, please! I love it. I'm fascinated. So please do.
So it's like, I don't know, it's just in my head, I'm always telling myself, if I didn't get a chance to be in a musical school, learning that theory perfectly the way it's supposed to be, as a lot of things are supposed to be. I'm very free spirit in that way. I kind of encourage my listeners as well to just like follow their inner feeling and their passions, instead of allowing all of this media and whatever else around you to affect your vision. So I kind of encourage my beautiful listeners to just like feel what they want to do and how they want to do it. Of course, there are rules. Be nice, be kind, and loving, not like doing some crazy stuff. But always allow yourself to do what you like. That's how all the creations were made, right? If you think of plane,
Yeah.
that was not written that you can make a plane. So a person's like, no, I want to do like that. I feel like that thing, I have to create the machine that's gonna let us fly. So that's how everything gets created. Allow yourself to just let it go and flow freely with your ideas. Our imagination is, we are so unique creatures on earth. Everything else, I'm actually quoting someone. What's the name? I won't remember, but as strict as it sounds, like everything else can be found in a pig or a horse, but our brain and imagination and our minds are only in humans. Like, this is incredible. So let's use it wisely. Let's let ourselves create and not just follow somebody's steps or do what you're forced to do or told to do, whatever. Yeah, and look, I just literally shifted between subjects, so bring me back.
Oh, no, but I'm telling you, it's so important to really listen to that voice, that inner voice that says, you know what? No, I don't feel like I need to be by the rules because it doesn't align with me. And one of the things that I teach in my courses, because I teach, I'm a lawyer turned coach.
Wow,
and so I'm very linear in thought, but I'm also very creative. And what had happened with me was that I had this creativity in my heart and in my mind, but because, as you were saying, we get pulled and controlled by your environment. And when I was growing up, I'm 50 years old. And so there was no social media. There was only your family and your teachers. And all we knew back then, which I was born in 74, was whatever was in front of you. Not the regular careers, which were lawyering, whether you wanted to be a doctor, engineer, teacher, or cop. I mean, those were what you can do. Now, with social media.
In my country, very similar. You just have this like, oh, there are 5 professions, go choose. And you're like, okay, let me do this. Not because you love doing that, not because it's your passion, just because you kind of have to. That's like 5 things you have to choose from. Similar.
Right. And so it's so limited. And so now as I'm on this side of town, if you will, the creativity, like I start like, wow, wouldn't it be cool if I designed this? And then my limited brain sometimes comes back and says, but Jackie, you don't know how to draw. You don't know how to paint. So how do you deprogram yourself from getting back, because it is, I mean, when money gets involved, and I'm sure you have a producer and you have your record labels, like they get involved. Is there like a conflict sometimes for you because they're pulling you into a certain way, a certain look, but maybe you're like, that doesn't work for me. How have you managed with that?
Well, easy. I had to refuse several contracts, $1 million contracts, that literally put in front of me, like, let's say an illustration of that project that they want to do with me, up to the point, kind of similar to what Britney Spears had to go through, but it's different times, of course. Okay, you have to dance like this, you have to make a music like this, you have to look like this, and your hair has to be like this, and this color, and you have to wear this kind of clothes, and it was literally a list of things. But that was a several $1 million contract, and I would be like, well, I don't have this money, and that's a great opportunity for me, and the people that I would work with are insane. They are very well-known people, but the money involved would also be scary, incredible and exciting, but also scary because you at some point would have to return everything with a big percentage over, right? As far as we all know. So I had to refuse it because I had to stay authentic to my own self. First of all my songs are written by me, and I have certain vision for my music as well. There, I literally would have to change my identity, and most likely they would also tell me I cannot be an openly gay artist, which I am. And I was like, I can't just go against my own heart. And for this money, of course, that's cool. You're gonna help me, and I will work with incredible people. And most likely, I would be much more well known right now. but I decided to stay true to myself. Same as with my Coconut Rum and Coke music video. I don't know if you heard it yet. If you haven't, please
Yes, I have.
check it out.
I have. And Amigas, also amazing.
I love you. Well, that one was my debut single, and the decision to shoot that lesbian love story music video was hard, because when you come out as a debut artist, you don't know, you're in a different country, you don't know how it works. You're like, oh my god, shall I like hit it hard and just be myself, and like, you don't like me, sorry, bye, and just like love my people who gonna accept me for who I am, or shall I play a role of somebody they again, look, we're coming back to that story, they want me to be, they want you to think that you have to be that, blah blah blah. So that was my decision. It was hard, and I went for it, because I said, okay, whatever it's gonna be, I'm already not following the rules, I'm already not doing what I maybe was supposed to do in the first place. So I was like, let's just be myself, and people who will accept me and love me for who I am are important people to me. So I'm, even if not on the first day, with months or some more time, they will find my music and will connect with me, hopefully. So I'm very excited for actual real followers and real listeners and lovers of my music. But then to have these followers who love you and like think that you're that imagination, like that person that you are not. So I was like, you know what, I just want to be true to myself, do what I like, and do it the way I like it. So that's how I went shooting Lesbian Love Story music video. And Matthew, who is on the song with me, who is the producer, I was super scared to tell him the story, because I was like, oh my god, he's just gonna be like, nope, I'm not gonna be a part of that. But he was okay with that. He was super supportive, and we shot this beautiful music video. It was super fun, and it was just great. It was perfect. We did go through a lot of ups and downs with that too, because a lot of lesbians and like gay people would just be, she's lying, she's not gay. And I would be like, are you kidding me right now? So it's like one or another. There's always something, I was just, what do you want me to do? What do you mean? What do you mean? She doesn't look gay. She's just a straight girl that tries to use the gay community. I'd be like, I just want to, what's happening? Yeah. What do you want me to do? So it was hard. It was hard. Up to today, a lot of people, even now, were writing me, oh, but you're not gay. I'm like, did you look at my Instagram, my story, like follow me and see before you write something like that, you don't even know, you just assume because I don't look certain gay image, like
well labels. It's and talking about like the look, I mean, it really, like who coined the look? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like creativity has no boundaries. Short hair,
tattoos all over you.
Right.
That's
I
gay.
mean, it's
so if you have all of that and you're not gay, sorry, you look gay.
Yeah, it's really, it's incredible. I mean, and here's the thing. I mean, they always say like haters are gonna hate, right? That's just the bottom line. Yep. But here's another thing too. It's not usually when they're judging you, it's not about you. It's always about them, and they have to work on themselves.
Maybe
so I'm glad that you're continuing. Yeah, no, I know, and that's the thing. It's like, it's almost like they probably are. You know what I mean? They're probably in the closet, and they're thinking that, oh no, there's one particular look, but it's not like that. It's, if you follow your heart doesn't know any bounds or boundaries, right? It loves, and so whatever.
I do believe we are all born without knowing who, like, you can be with anyone, any gender, but then we are raised in certain, especially like religious families, and you're told, okay, you have to be with that and that, like opposite gender, you have to get married at that time, you have to have kids, and you just think that there's so many things that affect us. That's exactly what we were talking about, going back to that. But same thing. But we are all open. I think when we are born, we are open to anything. We don't know what's right, what's supposed to be, and what you're attracted to that person. You're attracted to that person. Just go for it. You should be free. So we are actually very blessed to be in the US, and especially in states like New York or LA, Miami, which are more open, to more open-minded.
Right. And, we need more people that actually really have integrity and conviction in their art and not allow for big corporate America to like consume you, which is what has been happening. And you have not allowed that to happen. And I
I'm
applaud you for
trying.
that. I applaud you for that. And I know, I mean, when you're like in front of so much money and then you start thinking about what you can do with that money, how you can help your family, how can you help your
Yeah.
community, like you have those added pressures. But hey, girl, this is my advice. It's like, while you can do what you love and enjoy, because adulting, when you get to be my age, you don't want to look back and say, like, I should have done that instead of what I did. So I applaud you. I applaud you for standing with your own convictions, and not allowing some other person's energy or vibe to consume you, because your creativity is admirable, and these songs that are so catchy, and I hope that we're able to play it. I don't know if there's some licensing issue, if we could play like a little clip, but hopefully we can. But if not, amigas, you get to really hear her on social media. Her infamous song TikTok, I love it. It's so catchy, and I hope that you continue with this. I'm really proud of who you are and what you get to show and showcase. And I know you do these mentoring programs with the LGBT community, and I know that maybe you want to talk about it and let us know how do you mentor these groups?
I mean, it's not like I'm mentoring exactly, but I just want, with my music as well, to just, there's always a message for my LGBTQ community. Always something. So please read between the lines or write exactly on the line. There's always a message for you. And of course, just to be strong, to be yourself, to keep going. The best thing is to surround yourself with the like-minded people. Of course, we all know that, but please do, especially living in countries or states that are still difficult to be yourself. And I'm talking to my community right now. Surround yourself with these people. And if you can, maybe you have to move somewhere for a little bit or for some time if it's too hard in your neighborhood, because it's too dangerous right now all over the world. There are very dangerous parts, and I know there's so many lives lost, okay? I don't want to go there, but it's hard. So please stay safe and be careful and surround yourself with the people that will accept you for who you are. You will also be happier, you'll be more successful in whatever you're doing if you have these people. And it doesn't have to be your partner or somebody, just like people, even honestly, even people online. You can have your community on social media who support you. Even okay, you come back home and you can always have, talk to somebody, I had a rough day, or something. There's always ways to reach out to your community. And I'm really grateful that we have this pride parade that you can, if you're in a place, or just travel, if you don't have a pride parade in your state or city, whatever, just travel there at least for these few days to see how united people are and how many of us are out there. Because I know when you are there, and if you're going through this coming out state, or you just found out, feel like you're gay right now, and you're just wow, it's just only me, and I'm sick and possessed and whatever else they make us believe, just try to go somewhere to see that you're not alone. It's so incredible. It's an incredible vibe and feeling right there that you are united. That's very important. So stay safe, listen to the music that can get, I'm not trying to force you to listen to my music, but to any music that can help you go through everything you're going through. Music helps so much, and it helped me so much to go through all of the obstacles ever faced. So I think that's
Right.
a really strong medicine.
Well, yes, absolutely, amiga. And let me say something. I mean, that is not only important, not only in the LGBTQ plus community, but I think in any communities. For instance, as being Latina, I mean, it's always so important to have that community and mentorship, that when you feel alone, reach out. reach out. And because you're not alone, we are billions of people on this planet. So someone is going to be feeling the same way you are feeling, right? Absolutely. So before I let you go, I always ask my amigas for 1 or 2 tips on how an amiga can handle her shit. So what say you?
Well, there's actually a lot to say, but stay firm on your decision. Stay firm with your decision, because don't allow anyone else to change your vision and to actually they have not walked in your shoes. They don't freaking know what you're going through, and this is your shit, so handle it well.
Yes.
And because a lot of people can think that you should be doing things a certain way, but only you know, and only you inside of you know where you're going and how you're gonna get that. This is all you. So just stay firm with your decision, with your goals. Don't allow anyone to affect your vision and to change from your path, like to kind of like force you to go the other way. So I think that's the most important thing I want to say to anyone, and to myself every day. That's what I'm saying to myself every day. Just like stay firm with your decision and keep going, don't give up.
Oh, I love that. Keep going, don't give up. Yes. And staying firm, especially when you have all this added pressure. It could be very, very scary. But, when you have conviction and integrity and you're staying firm, then, I believe in God, and so I allow spirit.
Decision, yes.
Yeah.
Just your
right, and your understanding, your love, and your vibe is the most important thing. So, amiga, tell us how we can find you and what to expect in the near future from you.
So my music is available on all music platforms. Music videos on Vevo and YouTube, of course. Go check it out. And Spotify and iTunes, Pandora Radio, everything. So please, whichever platform you love using for music, go check out my music, add it to your playlist. Greatly appreciate that. On social media, find me by Keeana Kee, Keeana Kee, on all social media platforms. I'd love to connect. I always share my story, like going through the days. We travel a lot, and all the music updates, all the live performance updates, all on social media. And I just love to connect, like I would love to attract with my music the listeners and people who going maybe through something like that, or who has a dream. If you have a dream of becoming an artist and you're somewhere that you think it's impossible, maybe some tips and just like things that I'm going through will help you somehow to find your way out of something, out of somewhere, to just like get to your target and to your goals. So I really hope, and I'm always sharing that. And if you can always contact me there on social media. So hopefully I can help you get through whatever you're going through. Same as with music.
God, that is.
Yes, I always write music to help you go through the obstacles, or it can be fun, it can be more serious. As actually talking about the question, what's in store for you, the news. Yes. I'm actually working on the cinematic music right now. So my listeners are used to this exotic pop and all these cute, sexy tunes. This music is gonna be a little different, more serious, more, I hope, even more motivational, inspirational, and it's another side of me that some people haven't heard yet. So I'm super excited. That's the new music. It's coming out super soon.
Ooh. Oh my God, I'm looking forward to all of this. Yes. That is very quick. That's very soon, amigas. Oh my God. In addition to the cinematic music, are you going to be live anywhere? For any amigas out there that are listening.
For all the live shows and updates, please refer to my Instagram, especially because that's the easiest way to post, like, okay, I'm performing like next week or tomorrow. So all is there. And I'm attending the Dinosaur. It's in September. It's a Dinosaur weekend, a long weekend in Palm Springs, California. So please, if you're a member of LGBTQ community, this is the best party or like event to attend. It's a music festival, it's pool parties, it's nightclubs, all in one place. You can stay right there at the resort. It's beautiful. There's literally live music all day long. different artists every year, a new lineup. It's an annual event, so you can also find them on Instagram, the Dinosaur, and check all the artists. And I'm gonna be attending it this year. Last year I was performing. It was absolutely incredible. Very inclusive, like the community is great. People are coming from all over the world to just attend that weekend, and it's a women's event, you know, for LGBTQ community. You're gonna love it, and I'd love to see you there.
Oh, awesome. This is wonderful because it's in Palm Springs, so it's very not too far from me. So, and I have a lot of I know, and if I do, I'm gonna go and find you.
I would love that. Yes, please. I would love that.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Keeana, for being here on Amiga Handle Your Shit podcast, because this is wonderful, and I know that my amigas are going to love this episode and get inspired by you. And amigas please. And amigos. Yes.
Amigas and amigos, handle your shit. It's important. Don't come on. You can do whatever you are planned to do.
Oh, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Keeana. I love having you here, and thank you.